welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's so nice having you here. Thank you so much to all of you who saw my previous video and to those who liked, subscribed, commented. Thank you. Namaste. Okay, I really want to appreciate the feedback I got from my previous video. I had actually asked for put up an opinion poll and I asked that person should tell me what she would like me to post or talk about in my next video. Of course, yeah, as regards single motherhood. And then a lot of persons messaged me on Facebook, and someone also commented there and said that majority of them actually demanded that I talk about the stigma of single motherhood, right? Yeah, single motherhood. Okay, so I am Larry Barry Diamond, and I am a single mother, full time single mother. Okay, and it's been an experience for me that I would like to say is progressive. It's been progressive. Okay, so I'm not done with experiencing everything that single motherhood has to give. Okay, my daughter is about 2 years old. I mean, she'll be 2 years in next year. Yeah. Okay, so all right, but basically it's been an overwhelming journey actually, and for a society like mine, I actually live in Nigeria, and for my kind of society, you do not have people who want to throw their arms around you, who want to hug you and give you kisses for giving birth out of wedlock. Yeah. Okay, so first of all, single motherhood is never anybody's option. I do not think anybody went on their knees as a lady and pleaded with God, Father, please make me a single mother in the next 5 years, Lord. Can you make me a single mother? Nobody ever did that. We all pray to be married. If at all you pray to be married, you don't pray to be married, rather. You probably just pray to have a child through surrogacy or something, whatever. Either ways, you are sharing your child with that person. Now, when I say single mom, I'm not just talking about you having a child out of wedlock. I'm talking about you probably having been married before and you were divorced or something, or you're having issues with your spouse, and then somehow you find yourself just parenting that child alone. Okay, so it doesn't just have to be to do with you giving birth, I mean, when you were married or something. All right, so um nobody ever knelt down to ask God and Lord, please make me a single mom. Nobody ever did that. Nobody ever does that. Okay, it's not something that you train yourself to be. It's not something that you gathered momentum to be. Okay, so for the past 10 years, I have been training myself to be a single mom. Finally, I have gotten my certificate. Nobody ever does that. All right, let me take you down storyline. Right, so I was actually more of a very independent lady. Yes, I would say very independent because um aside the time all of this happened, I wasn't even with my parents. I had lost them then, and I was basically just um squatting with a friend. Yeah, and and then this very handsome guy came around, and then we got talking, and things just went in the way. Okay, and then all of what happened was I got pregnant along the line. Yeah, and there was this whole thing of, whoa, you're pregnant. You're pregnant. What you gonna do now? Of course, there's only one thing to do. There is just one thing to do. There are so many things to do, actually. I'm just saying there is one thing to do because there is only one thing that most persons would expect you to do in that situation about the child. Mm-hmm. And then my child's father at that point actually didn't want a child. Like, He was very plain about it. He was very succinct about it. He was very clear about it. There weren't no mixing of words. I mean, he wasn't mixing words. He just told me straight up, look, I am not ready for this child. Okay? I don't even have the money. I'm in school. For crying out loud, where? How? Am I going to raise a child? And I mean, why do you want to fight with your child's father when the child isn't even, I mean, available physically? Right? You get, yeah. So I was like, okay, fine, no problem, no problem. Um, we could go with one, right? And then I realized at some point that this thing was more about me. It was more about my experience. So if we were going to go through that process, I would be the one to suffer for it, right? Like, I would be the one to suffer for it. Because it's everything for somebody to promise you, I'm going to be with you, I'm going to get married to you, I'm going to do all of this to you. And then you go in there, probably you lose your womb or something, and then, I'm sorry, I can't be with you anymore. Come on. They don't give people certificates for being in relationships. Yeah. Okay. So it dawned on me that there was just one option left. Keep the child. Yeah, keep the child. And so I told him, and I said, look, especially when we kind of got to a point where I was no longer comfortable with the process that they were telling us to go through, that I needed to go through, not him, right? That I needed to go through. And I wasn't comfortable. I didn't like the idea. I didn't know how I was going to go about it. I was scared for myself. At this point, I forgot the pregnancy even. I was scared for myself. And then I told him, I said, I'm keeping the child. It's like, you say what? I'm keeping the child. Yeah. Um, I understand that we both have to make this decision, but it's more of myself than yourself, right? And then all of that happened. I left his house at about a month and 2 weeks gone in the pregnancy because we didn't have an agreement, right? It was more like, I don't want a child and I want the child. Okay, so I became a single mother. That was it from that moment. And I will tell you something. When it comes to the way the society look at you as a woman, as a lady, being a single mother, whether you were dating somebody or you've been married before and you got um, whatever, maybe separated or something, right? We got a divorce, whatever. It tends to go to the fact that you probably have more of a hand in it. So everybody knows sex actually brings forth a child, right? But then they make it look like you did more of the sex than the guy. So it wasn't so much of his thing, but your thing. From that very point, the stigma began. So nobody looks at him like you slept with a lady and you impregnated her. No, it's you slept with a guy and you got pregnant. Right? That's where the stigma begins. And then you can want to move into the religious sector. I remember when I had told my pastor then that I was pregnant. He sent me just one message. God be with you. That was it. That was the last time. Like, I mean, it's been over 2 years, and that was the last time since I heard from him. This is somebody that we talk, we chat, like on a very normal circumstance. I mean, we relate on every level. But I'm pregnant, sir, and all you have to say is, God be with me. And then you hear your friends say things like, yeah, you're pregnant, and I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry because he's not going to be there for you. I'm sorry because he's not going to do this. I'm sorry because that is not going to happen. I'm sorry because this is not going to happen. I'm sorry because you're going to be the only one for your child. And at some point, even a friend of his told me, look, girl, you're on your own. I would never forget that chat. He said, you are on your own. This is what a friend of my child's father told me. I'm sorry. Okay, so just in case you think you are in this with somebody or someone is going through I'm sorry, he's not coming back. You are on your own. He's living his life. I was just about 7 months or so pregnant. And then recently someone told me that I'm obsessed with my child. And I really do not understand why people think that there is some superpower that a woman has, right? I didn't write a letter to heaven saying that I needed a child from that section of sex. Yes, as much as I know that sex brings children. So people tend to tell you, um, I'm so sorry, but you failed, you disappointed us, you did this, you did that. Majority of the persons you see, whether I've met a lot of people, they engage in sexual relationships. You only have few people who tell you, look, I'm in a relationship and we are not having sex and we are not having sex. So they want to differentiate the sex you had with a contraceptive and the one you didn't have with a contraceptive. So it's more like you didn't have sex with a contraceptive and then how did you not expect you're going to get pregnant? So is this thing of, it's your choice. I mean, you knew what you were going into, right? I got pregnant, but I did not choose to be with my child alone. I didn't choose to go through this process, having to kick my ass off every single day, doing everything that two people are supposed to be doing. And then recently, someone told me that um, I mean, you are 23. That was yeah, before my birthday. And what's his age? Just look at him. He's 24. And then how on earth do you think that he was going to raise a child? How on earth did you think that he was going to father a child? He's young. He's a boy, right? He has a long way to go. There is so much that he has in store for himself. And then I'm a woman. At 23, I am a woman, yes. But at 24, someone is a boy. So it's cool that I'm being denied sleep. It's cool that I am being um, deprived of my lone time. I mean, my time. It's cool that I am the one who have to shuttle around things and get things done, do five things at the same time. And there's just this whole thing of single mothers are irresponsible. I've had a few persons say to my hearing before that the fact that I chose to be a single mom meant I wasn't even ready to settle. I mean, the person practically said, look, the best you could have done was take out the child. But then you decided to keep it because, I mean, how are you going to raise that child? You would continue sleeping with men. So they do not even believe that single moms can be responsible. They just believe that once you are a single mother, there is every need, there is every possibility that you are out there with somebody else. You can't be doing it on your own. So if you aren't doing it with the child father, you are doing it with somebody else. So all of these things are what go on in this. Like I said before, I don't know what your religious setting is like, but I moved into a local assembly newly, and when I got there, the first thing that came to mind is, what did these people think of me? I basically joined the choir department, and while I'm singing on the altar, what was she thinking? Because they obviously know I do not have a husband. And then I'm just thinking, what's the point with all of the stigma? And it's more hurting because it falls more on the lady and not the guy. Why do you what's the fun? What's the fun in stigmatizing single mothers? We need the same hours of sleep as everybody do. We need the same time as everybody does need, yeah. We need time to ourselves, but no. Last night I was tired. I was exhausted. I needed to sleep. But then my child was just restless. Like, at that point, I was like, if only somebody else was here. Like, I was basically dozing off. I was tired. So, if you are a single mother out there and you have got um yourself in this kind of experience, people get to talk about this thing. They always want to throw it into your face that you are a single mother, that you aren't with nobody, that your father, the child of the father of your child isn't there no more. They want to throw it into your face that you are responsible 100% or 80% or 70% or even 60% for your child, even 50% for your child. They always want to throw it at you that you do not have a man by your side. They want to throw it at you that you probably might not be able to raise that child the way two people were supposed to raise the child. But hey, you just have to brace up because you are everything that your child looks up to. She isn't seeing the father. She doesn't even know if he exists, or he doesn't know if he exists. That's depending on the age of the child. So you were that father, you were that mother, you were that sister. If you aren't going to be there for your child, nobody's going to be there. They basically get to tell you these things. They don't go through what you go through. They aren't the one having the sleepless nights. So sometimes when people say all of these things, this is what comes to my mind, and I'm like, I'm looking at you, like, what has this one seen in this life? You know what I'm saying? Because you just sit down there in some lowly chair and you talk down on somebody. And look, if you're a single mom, let me tell you, do not ever feel sorry for yourself. Do not ever feel pitiful for yourself. Because most of these persons pointing fingers at you and telling you you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that, you can do this, you can do that. Some of them have had multiple. I mean, if you actually braced up and then you took up the decision to keep the child, bravo! Because majority of them have. Some of them do not even have what it takes to give birth to a child anymore. I'm telling you that. They won't tell you to your face. It's not even written on the face. Okay, so in all of this, you just have to develop some self-power. Look for something to do. Get yourself something doing. Move on. Like, if there is one thing that have kept me going in this journey is um getting to differentiate or push away my child's father from some part of my heart and leaving it for myself alone. Let me explain that. What I mean is, I don't tie the responsibilities to both of us. I don't let him give me the chance to see that he is failing. I tell myself, you are responsible. Don't be there expecting anything. If anything comes, fine. If he comes back to his senses and he chooses to be responsible and he chooses to speak up for his child, fine. What I had an experience lately where somebody told me that probably one of the reasons I got pregnant was because I was desperate for marriage. Because I wanted to tie somebody down. My child is almost 2. I didn't tie you down when I got pregnant. I didn't live with you when I was pregnant. I didn't beg you for food. I didn't beg you for money. I didn't go about telling your friends that you got me pregnant. I didn't do all of those things. And then you think that 2 years down the line, I would be wishing to get married to you? Oh, yes, I may be wishing to get married to you. I may still love you like I did 2 years ago. But you see the responsibility? I have taken care of that long ago. Like, I have so bottled off my heart. Like, I'm so like, look, if you wake up tomorrow and you come back to your senses, glory be to God. Hallelujah. But I'm not going to wait for you till when you come back to your senses. Somebody has to be eaten. Somebody's needs need to be taken care of. It's very pathetic. Like, you basically think that I opened my eyes and got pregnant because I want to get married to you. Okay, so basically, all of these things are just all I can say about the stigma that comes with single motherhood, from church, from friends, and all of that, right? In all of this, just know that you are in this yourself, okay? If you actually made the decision like I made, I knew that I was going to be a single mom from the very time I told him that I am keeping this child. I don't care what you think, I don't care what you say. I don't want to know. I'm keeping my child, right? I knew I was going to be a single mom. So everything I needed emotionally and mentally, I had then. I cannot say that the energy has been the same because there are times when I basically want to, I break down, not want to. I break down. I just get tired of everything. But then knowing that I went into this, and at the point when this person said, "Look, I can't do this anymore." Oh, yeah, I know you're pregnant, but I'm sorry. I mean, there's just how much I can go with you on this journey. All right. So, um, be strong for yourself. Do everything legal. Do everything good that you need to do to raise your child. You don't have to listen to anybody. They're gonna keep talking. They will keep. I've had very close persons say hurtful things to me that I didn't even expect from them. Right? Because I'm a single mother. You're beautiful. You're energetic. You take care of your child and then you shuttle with work. You do all of the house chores yourself. You're the one who lacks sleep. You do all of these things. You are strong. You are strong. I know there are times when I want to break, like, I literally just lose myself and I'm like, I'm done. Those times come. But then you are the person who need to pat yourself in the back and say, I have come this far. There is no point. I mean, keeping your attentions with the stigmas, right? Thinking about those things really make you hurt and it's painful. Okay, so do all you can, be the best for yourself. Seek for help if you need to. All right? Is a child for two and not for one. And basically, I don't know if you've heard of this saying. It's always mama's baby and papa's maybe. Mm-hmm. So your child is always going to be your child. But for the father, it may be his child. He can choose to walk away whenever he wants to. All right. So you just have to be the best you can be if you have made this decision and decided that you're going to go through this journey for your child or children. All right. So, I hope I didn't get too emotional. All right. Thank you so much for watching this. I am sorry. This video is about 30 minutes gone. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, so shutting down now. Thank you so much for subscribing if you have, and if you haven't, you're just new to this channel. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Please subscribe. Thank you. And turn on your notification bell so you always get notified whenever I post new videos here. Please give me a thumbs up. Thank you. All right. Till I come here again.